Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for February 15th, 2012. It is currently 7 a.m. and our temperatures this morning are already where we should be for highs this time of year in February. Temperatures range from the lower 30s over northern Connecticut and parts of the Hudson River Valley and northeastern Pennsylvania to the lower 40s over portions of the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Again, this should be where we are at for highs in the afternoon, and it's only 7 a.m. in the morning. So clearly we have very warm air invading the northern mid-Atlantic with overcast skies and a few scattered showers here and there. When you take a look at the radar, you can see the leading edge of the warm air that is driving into the northern mid-Atlantic into the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Now most of this is falling in the form of rain, but we do have a few scattered snow showers here and there in northeastern Pennsylvania and portions of southeastern New York. These snow showers are going to quickly change over to rain. There could be a few slick spots around I-84 here, but otherwise I'm expecting, well, basically some wet roads and then very mild conditions. Then we have a nice break here for the afternoon, and then another batch of rain starting to develop for tomorrow afternoon and evening. When we take a look at the latest infrared satellite picture, you can see our warm air invading and moving to the northeast. You can see one batch of clouds here with some weak lifting. We have an area of low pressure exiting out into the Atlantic. We have another area of low pressure developing right over the plains that is moving to the northeast. Now this area of low pressure will approach by tomorrow afternoon and evening, producing another round of showers. I'm not expecting a heavy rainfall with this low pressure system, but it will produce a few scattered showers. Watch out for portions of northeastern Pennsylvania and basically the higher elevations above 1,000 feet. Could see a little bit of snow and sleet mixed in at times, especially around the Poconos and portions of northwestern New Jersey. But for the most part, I'm expecting rainfall with this low pressure system as well as it lifts to the northeast towards the St. Lawrence River Valley. So a mild pattern is in place for much of this week. But there's a lot of rumors about a potential storm for Sunday. I'm going to answer the question as to whether or not we're having a storm. The model guidance of choice that I'm using is called the Canadian Model Guidance. Now, it's a reliable model. It's one that I use to back up forecasts when I'm looking at the European Model Guidance or the GFS Model Guidance. But regardless of what model you use, you have to use some basic facts of physics and meteorological law. And that's what you have to do when you're using a model. You don't say, well, this model's doing this, so I'll make my forecast like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to look at the actual weather pattern in place. Then you look at the model as a tool to use so you can figure out what's going to happen next. Remember, this is meteorology, not modelology. So, as a result, as you can see for this afternoon, our low pressure system exits, high pressure builds in. I still expect cloudy skies, but for the most part, dry conditions. I can't rule out an isolated shower here or there, but what I'm expecting for most locations is a dry, mild afternoon with temperatures in the 50s. Say hello to a Pacific air mass. That's pretty much what we have in place. Moving on through this week, you can see the area of low pressure that's developing in the plains. You can see the rainfall right here. Will track to the east and will reach us by tomorrow afternoon with a few widely scattered showers. Again, there could be a little bit of snow mixed in late tomorrow night over portions of the Poconos and portions of the Hudson River Valley and northwestern New Jersey. But for the most part, I'm expecting rainfall from most locations. And when I say snowfall, I don't expect much in the way of accumulation. Just some rain, snow mixed in, changing over to rain as the warm air invades. By Friday, high pressure will take control. We will be high and dry with temperatures in the mid-40s to lower 50s as that Pacific air mass once again takes hold. Now, some colder air does build in by Saturday, so we end up with a little bit chillier conditions. We have temperatures more in the 40s, well, let's say upper 30s to mid 40s for highs on Saturday afternoon. Now, here we are on Saturday afternoon, and what I want to show here is that on the Canadian Model Guidance, which has been pretty consistent with the forecast for this weekend, we have a strong upper level low sitting up over portions of Quebec. We have a strong disturbance over Texas. This is with the subtropical jet stream. and another strong disturbance moving into the west. The interaction of these disturbances is producing a threat for a potential storm, but I think that storm is going to remain well to the south and east of New Jersey. Why? Well, there's two competing factors as to why. One, this upper level low is going to suppress the storm track with the subtropical jet stream. And two, this disturbance right here is going to keep this disturbance over to the southeast moving to the east. It's going to keep it progressive. As a result, the subtropical jet stream is too fast and doesn't allow phasing, and the polar jet stream suppresses the subtropical jet stream to the south over the Atlantic and doesn't allow for a full phase. As a result, we end up with a few scattered rain and snow showers on Sunday, but not much of a real significant storm. So it remains well to the southeast, it exits out, no complete phase is able to happen because the pattern is way too progressive, and as a result, no storm. Just, again, some rain, snow showers on Sunday. Now, you might be asking, well, why do I believe the Canadian and not the latest GFS at 0Z? Well, it's not the latest, for one. And two, there's some fundamental factors here to consider. One, this right here is a big warning sign against winter storms. There's been plenty of research on what to expect and what to look for ahead of a winter storm. And when you see this trough here sitting over Montana, well, you want the exact opposite for a winter storm. You want a ridge here. Otherwise, this pattern is way too progressive. Now, when we look at the GFS from 0Z, I just want to jump to that real fast. There's some notable differences. Now, the one similarity is this trough, which would suggest a progressive pattern. But the 0Z GFS goes absolutely insane and tries to produce an upper level low over the Great Lakes. This is completely different from any other model guidance. It also negates the upper level low over southeastern Canada, which is completely wrong. I mean, there is no support for this solution whatsoever. So as a result, you end up with this powerful phase over the East Coast that, quite frankly, if anyone's forecasting snow for portions of New York City and Philadelphia with this type of setup, I suggest they look at their boundary layer temperatures, because temperatures are in the 40s. So it might be snowing in the sky, in the air, but it's not accumulating on the ground. And this looks like more of a rainstorm than anything else. Now, let's put that aside for just a moment. This right here is physically impossible. Okay? You have two strong upper level lows sitting up over the United States. One of these is going to kick east. This has no support, has no physical support. So I don't buy it. I'm going to throw it out. So what happens at the 06Z run, that's the next mile run at 1 a.m., well, the GFS completely reverses itself, puts more focus on the upper level low over southeast Canada. It's not completely correct. I think it's still underdoing this upper level low, but you could see that the entire pattern remains progressive, and also there is no strong phase, so our storm just slips out into the Atlantic and not much of an impact whatsoever on the East Coast, at least for New Jersey and for the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area, aside for some scattered rain and snow showers on Sunday morning. And finally, the European model guidance has also flipped towards the Canadian model guidance with a storm that remains well to the south and east. Again, more focus of an upper level low over southeastern Canada. This is far more supportive based on the way that the pattern is setting up than an upper level low over the Great Lakes. We have a trough over the west, pattern remains progressive, storm heads out into the sea, and as a result we end up with rain and snow showers over New Jersey and Philadelphia and possibly even New York City on Sunday morning and afternoon, but not a major storm. Once this storm exits out into the Atlantic, and right now I'm just expecting a few rain, snow showers, again, I really want to drill that home, with temperatures in the upper 30s to mid 40s. High pressure will take control for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with dry conditions, warm conditions. We're talking about temperatures in the mid 40s to possibly even lower 50s by the time we head into Wednesday, and no sign whatsoever for any type of major winter storms. By the way, towards the end of the period, when you see this jet right here, this configuration in the jet stream plowing right into the United States, that means it's going to get rather warm throughout much of the United States, because a Pacific air mass is about to basically run right through the Rockies, downslope into the plains, and basically invade much of the United States. That is your forecast discussion for today. I hope I alleviated your fears of this potential winter storm for Sunday, which I don't buy whatsoever. Of course, you can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have a wonderful day.